As anglers, we all have a very special place close to us, and this water I'm about to speak to you about is exactly that for me. This is where carp fishing really got me hooked, and it's where I begun to love the chase of one particular fish. It's a beautiful old estate lake with a big cottage looking over the grounds, full of snags. You're left to your own devices, and it still has some very special carp left in it, which I didn't catch all those years ago. Roughly 10 years ago, or possibly even longer than that, is when I first came across this lake. We were fishing a lake just down the road, and at the time, me and my old man, we'd had the majority of the stock from this lake, and there was a local who we kept bumping into who said, "Why don't you try this estate literally just down the road?" And after doing a little bit of research, a little bit of digging, I came across a few photographs which the fish were just incredible there. They were just on a totally different scale to what we were fishing for at this other lake. And we managed to secure ourselves a couple of tickets on there. And this is where carp fishing become really big for myself, because I could get stuck into this particular place and get something going. You know, I could bait a spot, come back to it a couple of weeks later, and no one had fished it. Back then, the lake didn't see much pressure. It was left to its own devices basically, and there were just some incredible characters that swam around in there. And I can remember on my first ever session there, I'd caught this most incredible scaly mirror, and from then on I was hooked. And me and my old man, we were catching frequently from this place, and there was just a couple of fish that I remember seeing in one of the booklets in the lodge. There's this beautiful old little lodge there where you can, make yourselves a cup of tea or have a shower, and there's a book in there which has a few photographs from back in the day, when there were stocks, and just old photographs of the lake's history. And I can remember seeing 3 certain carp which still to this day are swimming around in there, and I haven't been lucky enough over the years to catch them. But there's always been this thing in the back of my mind that I haven't caught these 2 particular fish, or if I want to be greedy, there's 3. But the thing is, I'm busy these days with all types of different venues, and I've moved back to the area recently, and as it's days only, I've secured myself a ticket again because I've always kept in touch with the owners. So what a better opportunity is there for me now than to get down there, start baiting a spot and fish day sessions, and hopefully manage to bag myself one of these gems. On any lakes or venues, there's always a couple of swims that are very well neglected, isn't there? And not many anglers like to fish it. It's either because of the walk, or because they feel hemmed in, or whatever the reason is, there's always a couple on a lake, isn't there? And this really appeals to me. And there's a particular swim on this lake that I've done well from in the past. bearing in mind, I know this lake pretty well. I fished it for 5 years probably, and I had the majority of the stock over that period of time. But like I said, there's still 3 carp that I really want to catch out of here, and they're really special ones. I wouldn't normally go back to a venue, but they're special, and they're something that I do need to catch and put in my album. So that is the reason that we're back here, and that is the reason that I've picked these neglected spots through the winter, not necessarily in the spring, but through the winter, so I can get something going. Because we're limited to days only at the moment, it helps, doesn't it, to have a spot that you know hopefully that the fish would have been visiting and feeding on. So when you're turning up early doors, you're praying that those fish are going to be there, and it's only going to help if you've been introducing a little and often a bit of bait onto the spot. They're going to know where to come when they're hungry. Finally, on this lake, I've managed to get a winter prize. Every single time I come down here at the moment, I'm fishing it in the wrong conditions. Last night looked pucker, and now we've got one. 29 pound dead on, and one of the old original ones. I can remember this one from back in the day. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful fish. Can't ask for more than that, can you, on a February morning? Beautiful. I'm gonna get this total wet sleeve. A stone cold. Keeps going inside it. Come back. Oh, we need it good. Oh. It's a nice, crisp winter's morning, and I've just popped down here for a day session, and this swim that I've been pre-baiting now for probably a month, it always does a bite really early morning, so you have to get here first light. And I spooned a couple of solid bags onto the spot, and half an hour later it's gone off, and we've got one in the net. It's a fish which, I mean, you can't be picky, can you, at this time of year? It's not like the one that I had last, but it's a little stocky. They put them in a couple of years ago, you know, next generation of fish to come through. But yeah, we got one, and it adds to the tally of February. So, having a really, really good February this year. I never normally do that well this time of year, but all the pre-baiting on different venues is paying off. So let's get this little stocky out. I'll quickly show you and we'll slip her back. So these stockies were put in there a couple of years ago now, I believe, and they seem to have put on a reasonable amount of weight. I mean, they've darkened up a little bit, really nice scaly ones, but yeah, we're definitely after the originals in here. There's still 3 originals, really, really old. They're the ones that I'm after, but you know, on a February morning when it's frosty on limited time, you can't grumble. Any capture is worth it, isn't it? This fish is absolutely solid. So yeah, you can't grumble, can you? You really can't. February capture nonetheless. I'm sure the bailiff would want me to weigh this. We'll have to see if I've got my scales. Nailed on a withy pool again, inside a solid bag of a little 12mm citrus, glugged in the strawberry plum juice. Something I've been doing a lot of over the winter, and they have really done the job for me. So yeah, beautiful stocky, and hopefully one day it'll be a big one. Let's put her back. Into the depths. I'm not going to be campaigning this lake again. It's just not worth it for me. I don't want to go through the whole lake stock again just to catch these fish. But if I want a quiet weekend, or I just want to drop in for an overnighter, then there's special fish there that I've always wanted to catch. So it's just worth having a ticket for me again. And if I get them, or if I get one, it will just be a bonus, won't it? And you'll be sure to see it. So this isn't going to be the last video you see of this place. So hopefully I can show you one. Don't forget guys, if you like this video, hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and we'll see you again very shortly with another edit. Thanks for watching.